Man, I straight up look like I'm from the future. Welcome to this channel. Today I'm talking about how to deal with your inner critic in 3 ways, okay? This is very, very powerful stuff, so I urge that you watch the video all the way through.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Flomashkaram and Flomastay. My name is Sumet Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state catalyst, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today, I'm talking about ways to deal with your inner critic. Now, personally, I like to call it my inner caretaker, because critics are always critical. And of course it's critical, but you've got to understand that your inner critic has this occult or hidden analysis that can actually help you with your critical thinking in certain moments. So we can't just shun it away. We've got to build a thriving relationship with our inner critics, okay? A lot of different accounts will say these are coping skills. I think these are thriving skills, okay? We're not just here to cope, we're here to thrive. So let's get started today, okay? I remember back in college, I was really freaking out, man. I think I was having a panic attack. And I had hired my first coach ever, before anybody else. I think his name was Kayvon. And basically, through this process that Kayvon gave me, I've kept it till my entire life, right? Till the time that I'm alive today. And it's such a powerful thing, because it's this externalization, okay? Because you distanced yourself from your inner critic, it's no more a part of you that feels ambiguous or vague anymore. So what I did was I named my inner critic. And a lot of my clients and patients know that I've named my inner critic Zoinks. So my inner critic sounds like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, okay? And it's really fun to actually have a dialogue with Zoinks, because he's not always rational, right? He's not always logical. I've learned his different defense mechanism splits. I've learned, the internalized conditioning inside of myself. Zoinks has taught me a lot, believe it or not, okay? And the reason I changed the voice is because if you hear your own voice in your head, you can't externalize it. If you change the voice, you change it towards something more manageable, okay? So when Zoinks tells me something like, for instance, he says, I think we should fit in. I don't hear it in my voice, I hear, I think we should fit in, man. Right? It's like a broken, raspy teenager type of voice that I hear it, okay? And now I'm able to actually console this inner critic, which is a combination of your inner child and your inner parent. Because a lot of people's inner critic is their outer critic, which means it's the voice of their parents, mostly the father wound, okay? So it's important to understand that psychologically, and I use a very psycho-spiritual approach on my channel. If that's not for you, I completely understand. You can leave right away. However, this is my own approach towards understanding this holistic integration and healing. Let me give you an example of a conversation between me and Zoinks. It goes something like this. And it helps to do this like stepping into a character role if you do it with a hat or something like this. So let me do it with a hat to show you. So Zoinks will be in the hat. I will be responding without it. Like, I don't think we should do that, man. Why not? Because it's dangerous. I mean, people are going to judge you. People are going to say things about you. People are going to always assume the worst about you. Bro, just let them assume what they want about me. I don't care. Honestly, I want to move forward and live my life, man. And you got to be on my side, bro. See what I'm saying? Like, you can't just keep doing this. You got to understand that you're just scared, bro. And that's okay to be scared. I mean, ultimately, I'm just looking out for you, man. I mean, I don't want you to get hurt. That's the thing, brother. You're not here to protect me. I'm here to protect me, okay? And I understand you're looking out for me right now, but it's not called for that you become so afraid. Because let me show you that people aren't as mean as you think. Let me prove it to you by actually talking to this random stranger. Boom. This is a conversation with your inner critic. This is what it's like. Okay, it's a back and forth. It's a back and forth. It's a back and forth. The way that you can also do this is through writing. Step one of what I want you to do is name your inner critic. Name them. The funnier, the better. Bobo Magobo, okay? Sheila Shandao, okay? Karen, all right? Name it something funny. Name your inner critic something funny that you can resonate with. Okay? I called it Zoinks also Ultra Instinct Shaggy, right? It's like the higher self version of my inner critic in a sense. So it's kind of funny in that sense. I like it. Okay, it's my own internal world. You can choose what to do in terms of your own internal world. Step two is draw them. Okay, draw your inner critic. Let me actually try drawing Zoinks. I think this is going to be quite funny. So, I don't know. Okay. Kind of looks like Shaggy. Okay, kind of has messed up hair. Let's see here. He's kind of like really skinny and lanky, right? Let me see here. It's quite funny. It's kind of shaky, so little lines like that. Maybe what we can do is also like a little lock over here. So it's like a little lock, so you can't talk much. He has like no backbone, right? So he's like this kind of like squiggly type of character, right? You might not be the best artist. You can draw a stick figure, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But it's fun to try to do this exercise. It's fun to try to explore this exercise, right? For yourself. Because now I have a very specific image that I'm talking to. And it gives me power over my own internal world. Step number 3 is dominant handwriting. Let's call it minus plus dominant handwriting, okay? What this means is you write with your dominant hand and you answer with your less dominant hand. So it looks like an inner child. It looks like very messy and scribbled, okay? Now I want you to try to write down things that you think your inner critic says to you all the time, okay? Some of the things I wrote down is like, you don't have what it takes, you're too weird, you don't belong, you never fit in, right? This kind of stuff, okay? So you want to write down like just a bunch of sound bites that they have, a bunch of images that they create in your mind, as well as the physical sensations that you get when this negative self-talk is happening. So in my case, it would be like a shakiness, like an anxiety type of thing, right? So now we go into step 3, dominant and non-dominant handwriting, okay? So basically what you're doing here is you are having a dialogue with your inner critic. So some of the prompt questions that I can give you are things like, what is your job, okay? How do you think this serves me? How do you think I can trust you more? What can I do to make you relax? How can we cooperate? So now with my less dominant hand, you know, I'd be writing whatever, right? It might just look like scribbles. That's completely fine. It doesn't matter. It's more about the intention and what you're actually saying behind it. But it's good to get, just like we talked about in the video yesterday, it's really good to get into a meditative state before you do this, okay? So it's very, very powerful. This is how you have a dialogue with it, right? This is how you quieten it. You don't want to beat yourself up for beating yourself up. That's like double trouble, okay? So in a sense, what you want to be doing is just having a conversation to quiet and silence the inner critic. Obviously, tapping into the flow state will already silence the inner critic for you. Another great energetic technique I like to use is called the hook. So you take your middle finger and place it on your belly button. Other middle finger, I promise I'm not flipping you off, okay? Don't get offended, okay? And one hook on the third eye, okay? And you just you're almost doing a little hook, so like a little lift up from the belly button and a little lift up. So the visualization is the energy is going from here to the back of your head and kind of to the back of your spine, right? And this hook in the belly button is going up to the heart and up to this area, up to here. And this one is kind of going from here all the way back, okay? So it's creating a hook, basically, like a hookup, right? I love using energy medicine techniques like this to just get myself amped up and, understand the relationship with my body and mind. I think that that's very valuable when we can do this and, really look after ourselves, man. Really speak to ourselves like we deserve and not the voices of our parents or voices of other people or teachers. Actually speak our inner truth and own it. Let's get it today, Upward Spiral Gang. May we never be the same again. Hit that notification bell and that subscribe button. If you found this useful, share it with a friend. Let's get it today. May we never be the same again. May the flow be with you. Os.